Welcome to Retcon. My name is Sal Berrigan. With me today we have Mike and Dan from the Schmaltz Brewing Company. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for coming down and being part of this with us. It's awesome.
Yeah. Anytime we can have free beer here, more than happy.
Hey, when you got beer and tribbles, you're in a good place.
I love beer and tribbles. Now, tell us a little bit about the Schmaltz Brewery.
Sure. So Schmaltz Brewing Company, we're celebrating our 20th anniversary this year. Super exciting. Really kind of fits in nicely with the fact that we've done a beer with Star Trek for their 50th anniversary. We admire what they've done. So us celebrating our 20th is really exciting. We're out of Clifton Park, New York. It's just north of Albany. We make a big array of ales and lagers. We have a big barrel aging program. We do a ton of really fun specialty beers. And then through the Federation of Beers, we also do the Star Trek line of beers here in the United States.
All right, now tell us a little bit about this specific beer.
Yeah, I'd love to. So this beer that we did, and I'll give you a little product shot here. This is our Star Trek 50th anniversary ale. So we're doing two different renditions of this beer. This is the first
additional product shot here.
All right. This is the first one we're doing. So the name behind this one is The Trouble with Tribbles. So in the Star Trek episode, The Trouble with Tribbles, who one of our head brewers, Drew Schmidt, named the beer after, they're delivering Quadro Triticale, which is a super grain in the year that's in. We live in the measly 2016 here in our current civilization. So we don't have Quadro Triticale yet, but we do have Triticale. It's a hybrid grain between rye and barley. Barley typically used for most beers. We actually brew a lot of beers in Schmaltz Brewing Company with rye. It's a really fun grain to brew with. It gives a really nice kind of peppery, spicy sweetness. So you get some of that peppery spiciness in the back end of this beer, and then we have a really fun hop blend on it. We've got Aurora hops, Admiral, Kirk hops. We got some Galaxy hops, some Comet hops. Really fun hops that bring out a fruity flavor, but also have a really fun kind of galactic name to them. And both of those fruity, sweet flavors really balance with that kind of spicy pepperiness of the Triticale to just make a really classic style American golden ale pale ale.
So that's what makes it the Star Trek ale? Because, I mean, having to take on the Star Trek name, it's big.
Well, it's just one of our Star Trek recipes, right? So we've, the first rendition that we did with Star Trek beer, we did a Vulcan Red Session IPA this past spring. We teamed up with the Federation of Beers. They were brewing beer with Garrison up in Canada, and they didn't really have an American partner yet. At Schmaltz Brewing Company, we are nationally distributed, so we have a really good distribution footprint, and we also have a lot of experience brewing every and almost any kind of beer you can imagine, from lagers to IPAs to barrel aged to sour beers. So the fact that they wanted to have a very diverse portfolio kind of made us an awesome partner. And our brewery, our owner, some of our brewers, myself, I'm our sales manager, we all have a really big admiration for Star Trek. So it was just such a natural partnership to make not only a beer that would sell itself from the Star Trek label, but also that had super quality liquid inside. That's what we really strived for with this beer. We really didn't want it just to sell because it was Star Trek. We wanted it to be awesome American craft beer paired with the great brand that is Star Trek.
Yeah. How was it working with NBC? Did they give you guys this recipe? Did you have to go?
Well, so CBS is who we were working with. Yep. And no, all the recipes were written by us. So what we actually did internally for the 50th anniversary ales is we had our brewers create recipes that had a tie-in somehow with Star Trek, and then we voted on it as a company before being able to taste the beers. We don't do any test batching at Schmaltz Brewing Company. We send it 50 barrels at a time. You can imagine that's 100 kegs of beer.
Yeah.
So Drew wrote up this recipe for the first one. Our other brewer, Ivan, wrote up the next recipe for the following beer that'll be coming out after this. All specialty one-time limited release beers. Get it before it's gone. The next one will be Journey to the Northeast Quadrant. That's going to be a really kind of New England style, earthy, grassy pale ale. That'll be a lot of fun. Ties in with Star Trek with the Northeast Quadrant.
Nice, nice. Well, from us here at Retcon, remember, live long and Retcon.
And L'Chaim. Cheers.
Cheers.